Let's go live on that red website called YouTube. Hold on, give it a minute. Oh, why? I'm lagging a little bit. Yo, why am I lagging? Oh, don't tell me this stream's about to. Okay, I'm good. All right, so. Oh, it's lagging. Okay. All right, so I was reacting to a video about the transfer portal. Some pause the video.
Not just today, not just tonight, but in the days up and coming. There's a ton of players that are entering the portal, and we're getting some updates on the players that are in the portal and where they may be heading. First things first, how about this? Iowa State's former quarterback Rocco Beck. It's a little like he may be heading to Penn State.
Yep, he went to Penn State. Yeah, he is a Penn State Nittany Lion.
Feel about that? I think that'd be a great pickup for Penn State, considering they were in a massive rebuild. They had a terrible recruiting class, and they're going to need a ton of help. I think this would be a good start. That's more than likely going to happen. If you know, you know. I mean, that shouldn't shock anybody. But let's move along here to this one.
Yeah, it's a good pickup because Penn State, they definitely need some guys.
Cutter Boley, Kentucky's former quarterback. It's looking like he's heading to Arizona State. I got to be honest with y'all. I don't understand this one. Not from Boley's perspective, but Arizona State's. Why would you want him? Why? I know there's a lot of people high on Cutter Boley, and maybe I'm being too harsh on him, but I don't see it. Not for Arizona State, because I have to assume, although I haven't really seen too many Arizona State fans talking about it, but their expectations now, considering they made the playoff last year, is to make the playoff every season, right? And do I personally think Cutter Boley can lead you to the playoffs? No, I don't, unless I see some massive improvements from him. Moving along here to more of a household name, we got Mr. Beau Pribula. Clap it up to Beau Pribula.
What about him?
That's a great question. I don't really know, because this guy didn't have that great of a year for Missouri, and saying not that great of a year might be sugarcoating it. He was bad at times, and I say this, and I firmly believe it. He was one of the worst quarterbacks in the SEC, and he was the least accurate quarterback I saw. That man cannot throw a football. You know when a stock is slowly but surely going up, it's the green arrow, and it's an upward trend? Well, Beau Pribula is the opposite. He's heading in a downward trend. His career is slowly but surely going downhill. Started at Penn State, didn't work out. Couldn't win the starting job. Went to Missouri, didn't work out. Didn't really do anything with it. I mean, he just wasn't that good of a quarterback. I don't know how else to say it. And now he's going to either Virginia Tech or Georgia Tech, according to some of the new reports. These are two teams to watch for, and these are really intriguing to me because, well, for starters, you know who the head coach at Virginia Tech is now? Ah, yes.
James Franklin.
And Bobby, you should be putting it together. It's his former head coach at Penn State, James Franklin. If James Franklin recruited him once, he'd most certainly recruit him twice. So, yeah, there's definitely some legitimacy to that. But how about the Yellow Jackets? I'm really intrigued by that one because what does Brent Key want? I mean, what did he just have this year in Haynes King, who played his last career, or not last career, but last year, my apologies, of college football this year? A mobile quarterback. Well, that's what Beau Pribula is. Pribula's not a great passer, and I personally believe Haynes King is a better passer of football than Pribula. But at Georgia Tech, you're not going to have to throw the ball a lot. You're going to be a run-first quarterback predominantly, and just occasionally you got to make a decent throw here and there, and I think he can do that. Going to be really interesting to see how this fares out, because those are two really good options if you could ask me, because Georgia Tech, they were a couple wins away from making the playoff this year, and Virginia Tech, they're on the up-and-coming. If you got to ask me, if I was Beau Pribula, what would I do? I'd lean more towards Georgia Tech because you know they're going to be good next year. You don't really know about Virginia Tech. I'd like to assume Virginia Tech is going to be decent, but Georgia Tech, they have more of a foundation laid out. And it's also known that Georgia Tech typically have running quarterbacks. James Franklin, not so much. I would love to talk about that some more, but I'm trying to get to all this stuff without making it a 30-minute video. How about this one? Cam Coleman, we got an update on him. Arguably the most sought-after recruit in the entire transfer portal. One of the most sought-after wide receivers. He's a star Auburn football player. You know who he is, or you should know who he is. Well, we got a big update on him. According to some of the newest reports, it is looking like Texas is going to be bringing him in this weekend on an official visit. I think that'd be a huge pickup for them, but hold on. You remember how we just talked about Kentucky's quarterback, Cutter Boley, heading to Arizona State? Well, it's looking like we're getting a trade swap. Oh, yeah, Nico, I'm going to leave you situation, Joey Aguilar situation, because Arizona State's quarterback, their quote-unquote star quarterback.
Yeah, I heard about this. This one's kind of wild, seeing Sorry, seeing Sam Levitt go from Arizona State to Kentucky. Yeah, this one's kind of wild.
Levitt, it's being rumored that he may be heading to Kentucky. Steve Wiltfong and Pete Nakos reported this, two of our very reliable sources on the channel. And here's what makes all this even more interesting. He has a do not contact tag, which means teams can't reach out to him. In other terms, he knows where he's going. If this is true and he winds up at Kentucky, I have no idea why in the world you would want to go to Kentucky. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. At Arizona State.
Well, it's probably because of the money. That's probably why he's going to Kentucky.
You get to play at the sorry and sucky Big 12. I'm calling it for what it is. That conference is not that good. Where you're guaranteed you're going to win 8 to 9 games per year. At Kentucky, you got to play in the SEC. You got to go through the gauntlet. And you are going to be scraping by. You are going to be fighting for your life just to get 6 wins. Think about it. Why would you want to do that? I have no idea. I don't know if Kentucky's throwing the duffel at them. Maybe they are. Maybe they have a bunch of money on them. They can give them $2 million. I know Arizona State, they don't really have the funds to compete in NIL.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky can't be that rich, right? They can't be that rich when it comes to NIL.
But you can't just make decisions
No way.
solely based off of money, because going to Kentucky as a starting quarterback, that could ruin your career low-key. I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. You go to Kentucky, you're going 5-7 every year. That's not really, we'll call it, appealing to these NFL scouts and GMs. Whereas if you're Arizona State, going 8-4, 9-3, maybe 10-2, NFL GMs are going to pay more attention to you, and that's just the reality of it. They value team success. You know why they value team success? Because guess who's the captain of the team? The quarterback. I keep looking at this going, how do you leave Arizona State and go to Kentucky? Matt, why are you acting dumb? I know why. Because of money. Am I going to fault them for it? Absolutely not. Because money runs the world. The quicker you realize that, the quicker you're just going to understand why people do the things they do. I don't know what Arizona State's giving him, but I heard it wasn't too much. Let's just say for the sake of this video, Kentucky gives you $2 million. You made $2 million in just 1 year. That's close to life-changing money. Actually, no, it is life-changing money. I know some people think you need like $20 million to retire. Get out of here. No. You get $2 or $3 million, as long as you're not dumb, you're almost, I'm not going to say for sure, but you're almost set for life. If you disagree with that, that's fine. You must be living some crazy, lavish lifestyle, because not for your boy Matty. $2 or $3 million, I'd be chilling. You get the point. Sorry for harping on that too much.
Yeah, me too. I would be chilling as well if I had $2 to $3 million.
Looking like he may be going to Kentucky. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm following that situation closely. Speaking of quarterbacks entering the portal, this one shocked me. Brendan Sorsby, Cincinnati's quarterback. By the way, Cincinnati got off to a great start this year. At one point in time, they were ranked inside the top 25.
Wait, isn't he going to Texas Tech?
He's entering the portal. I'm like, wait, what? But not only is he entering the portal, so wait a minute, let me backtrack a little bit. He entered the portal on the 15th. So this happened a few weeks ago. This is what's really catching my attention. He's either going to go to, according to some of the reports, according to Pete Nakos, Texas Tech. That's an interesting one. Or LSU. How about that? Now, me personally, and this is just me, I've watched Sorsby this entire season. He doesn't impress me, he doesn't wow me, and he doesn't strike me as an individual who can lead you to a national championship. Well, why is that a problem? Why is that an issue, you may ask? It's not an issue at Cincinnati. You win 8 or 9 games at Cincinnati, hey, you're fine. The fans aren't going to be too upset. But you win 8 or 9 games at Texas Tech now, fans are going to be upset. You win 8 or 9 games at LSU, fans are going to be upset.
The fans would definitely be pissed off if you only win like 8 games, at least around 8 or 9 wins.
It's dang near. I mean, at LSU it is this way. It's championship or bust. But it's starting to be that same way at Texas Tech. I don't think Sorsby is that great. And I have no idea why LSU is even giving this guy a visit. No idea. He's not leading you to a championship. He just doesn't have him in him if you got to ask me. We already talked about Jalen McBakwe, Alabama's 5-star recruit. He entered the portal. We made an entirely separate video talking about that, so do that. I'm not getting into that too much. Austin Simmons wound up entering the portal. We made an entire separate video talking about that only a few hours ago. For those of you who don't know, that is Ole Miss backup. Let me say again, that is Ole Miss's backup. Not their starter, their backup for a third-time quarterback. I've had so many people tweet at me, oh my gosh, Matt, why is he leaving? Why is the starter? He's not the starter, guys. Just calm down. He's entering the portal, trying to get his name out there. This one caught my attention. Tennessee's kicker. We don't really talk about kickers too much on this channel, but he was decent up until he missed that big-time kick against Georgia, and Tennessee fans.
Oh, that is him. That's the kicker who missed that field goal against Georgia.
So this is one of those situations where the fan base, yes, the fan base push a kid out. Max Gilbert, he's entering the portal. This is going to be one of, not the best kickers in the portal. Not too sure who's going to get him. I know Notre Dame needs a kicker. I think that'd be a great landing spot for both parties. Max Gilbert's pretty good. I know he had a down year, but it's just one of those years that happens in Notre Dame. Well, they just need a guy who can make an extra point. Some people may be laughing at that. Notre Dame fans are nodding their heads. Yes, that is the bar right now at Notre Dame, believe it or not. Just make extra points. Max Gilbert can do that, and we now have a new update on Cam Coleman. Not only will he be visiting Texas, he's going to be visiting Texas A&M, and there's 3 other schools to watch for. Alabama, USC, and Texas Tech. This isn't a hidden secret. It shouldn't be brand new information. We talked about Cam Coleman when he entered the portal a couple days ago. Everybody and their mama, they're going to throw the house at him. They want this guy. I said this last
Dude,
show.
I would love to see Cam Coleman either go to Texas or Alabama. I would love to see him go to Alabama. That would be so dramatic. Him, a former Auburn player, just transferring to Alabama. That would be dramatic. That would be so dramatic.
Continue to say it. Cam Coleman is up there with the Jeremiah Smiths of the world. He's that good. But nobody talked about him because Auburn, they sucked. So there was no reason to speak on him. You get this guy on a big-time program that is winning some football games, that's when everybody's going to start clamoring, and rightfully so. He is unreal. As where it stands right now, you got to watch out for these Texas schools, all of them, not just Texas, but I'm talking about A&M and Texas Tech. What makes these big 3 right here so fascinating when it comes to Cam Coleman's recruitment, or a better way of saying it, his transfer portal process, if we want to call it that at this point in time, is they all can give him a crap ton of money. Texas can throw $1 million at him like it's nothing. A&M can do the same. And Texas Tech can throw $3 million at him like it's nothing. Alabama, not so much. I think he would be interested in going to Alabama, but they're just not going to be able to compete with the Texas schools when it comes to NIL. And they're just not going to. That's not how Alabama recruits. Alabama recruits on legacy and history. These other schools, they recruit with money. And there's not a problem with that. You can do it. USC, I don't know why they're in this graphic. There's not a chance in the world Cam Coleman goes to USC. Don't ask me why I know that for certain. I've talked to too many people close to Cam Coleman. That's just, there's no shot. Any more things I could say? I don't want to make this a super long video. Wanted to cover all the news, and that is pretty much everything you need to know about.
All right. I think he made another video about the transfer portal. I believe he did. Thought he made another one. Here it is. All right, massive updates in the transfer portal. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope I'll be having a great weekend. Hope I'll be having a great Saturday night. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And chill. Let me explain myself, because I already know what all you run into the comment section and say. Matty boy, this is an upload. What are you doing? Why is this video going up so late? Hear me out. I could have made it earlier, but I wanted to wait until we got all the transfer portal news for today/tonight over with. That way, by the time I upload the video, or only an hour after I posted it, we didn't get some new and massive update, because I'd want to put that in the video. I hope that makes sense. And I'm glad I held off on the video, because we got some new players that just entered the portal and some new updates on players that have entered the portal, even past 10 and 11 o'clock. Goes on being said, we have a lot to get into. This is, you could call it pretty much part 2 to yesterday's video, and I'm just updating you on all the chaos going on in the transfer portal. Can y'all believe this? We have over, and this is counting too, 5,000 players that have entered the portal just in college football. It's insane. Don't worry, we're not going to talk about 5,000 players. Are you kidding me? Heck to no, we're not doing all that. I don't got time for that. You don't got time for that either. However, what you do have time for is the notable players, the big-time movements. We're getting straight into this. Shout out to On3 on Twitter. They provide us with all this information. First things first, I don't even know if this is worthy of throwing in a video, because I said this was going to happen weeks ago. But now it is being reported by Pete Nakos and Steve Wilfong that Byron Brown, who I told you 2 weeks ago is heading to Auburn, well, they're just...
Yeah, not a surprise. Not surprising at all. Where's the button? Oh, there it is.
just now predicting it. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but everybody and their mama saw this coming. He's the former quarterback at USF, and now that USF's former head coach, Alex Golesh, is the head coach at Auburn. It makes too much sense. Moving along here, according to Pete Nakos, it is being reported that Florida State, yes, that's right, you heard me correctly.
Florida State. Okay, I heard about this one. This one's definitely weird. Dude, Lagway going to Florida State would be so weird.
The Seminoles have been in contact with DJ Ugalongale Lagway. What are we doing?
Dude, that would be DJ Ugalongale all over again if they end up recruiting, if they get DJ Lagway.
Seminoles, you're going after Ugalongale Lagway? I'm telling you, you do not want to do this. And Florida fans, they can vouch
That
for
would be
me,
a terrible
and vouch for
idea.
You don't want this guy. You could argue and say he'd be good for Florida State, but he's just not that good, man. It is as plain and as simple as that. Overrated. I will keep you updated on that. Remember, he was a 5-star recruit. You can't take that away from him. This is one of the more shocking ones. LSU's running back, Caden Durham, he's entering the portal. I just really don't understand that. You got Lane Kiffin coming in. LSU's going to be a good team next year. How good, we don't know quite just yet.
Yeah, why is he leaving? I don't understand. Why is he leaving? You don't want to play for Lane Kiffin?
I wonder if this is one of those situations, and we're going to talk more about this with a different situation you'll see in just a second, a little foreshadowing. Does Kiffin have another running back in mind? Yeah, you know who I'm talking.
Yeah, that is true. You know what? Lane Kiffin, he could get Kwan Lacey from Ole Miss.
Talking about, I'm not even going to say his name. So here's what I'm insinuating. Is maybe, and this is just a maybe, Kiffin pushing him out? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? I think he's going to be one of the best running backs in the portal, so you're going to see a lot of people going after him. But how about this? The former Auburn quarterback, Ashton Daniels, he's going to be visiting Baylor, Florida State, and Kentucky. Interesting. So it appears to seem that the Seminoles, they're in the race for multiple quarterbacks at this point in time. I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm not too high on Ashton Daniels, but maybe I should be. How do you feel about him? Going on up here, we've been covering this one closely, so here's our new update. Sam Leavitt, the former Arizona State quarterback, he's going to be visiting Texas Tech tomorrow. If you don't know the backstory, long story short, the only reason he's leaving Arizona State is for money, so he can get more money on. And it was being reported that he may be going to Kentucky.
It's clearly for the money. Like, first he's going he visit Kentucky, and now he's visiting Texas Tech. Well, I'm pretty sure, as of right now, he already visit Texas Tech. Yeah, he's clearly just leaving for the money.
Don't even get me started
It's
on
so
that
obvious.
As to why you leave Arizona State to go to Kentucky. We know why. For one reason and one reason only. Money. But now Texas Tech, and it's the same thing. Do I blame him for it? Absolutely not. And why am I bringing up the money? Because I don't have a problem with it. But
he's
here's
trying to
my
get the
dilemma.
bag.
If you're going to leave
Can't blame him.
Arizona State and go to a school for money, at least go to a school that's got a decent football program. Wink, wink, Texas Tech. Why in the world would you go to Kentucky? I'd much rather play in the sorry Kentucky Big 12, easily win 9-10 games every year, not have to worry about fans wanting me out of there. Whereas if you go to Kentucky, it's going to be a crap show. You got to play the best of the best every single week. I'm not telling this young man what to do, but go to Texas Tech. I'll leave you with that. Do not go to Kentucky.
Yeah, and I'm saying this as an SEC guy, dude. Yeah, he's got to go to Texas Tech. Texas Tech would be the smarter option. Playing for a better team, and also you're playing in a conference that's let's be honest, it's a weak conference. Big 12 is not a very good conference, and you should be able to be successful.
Speaking of Kentucky, it looks like one side of the trade swap is official. Their former quarterback, Cutter Boley, he's going to Arizona State. We talked about this yesterday as well. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Why in the world would Arizona State want him? I'm not too sure. I'm not high on Cutter Boley, but maybe he'll prove me wrong. How about this one? Lincoln Keenholz, Ohio State's backup quarterback. He just committed to Louisville and Jeff Brom. I like that one because Louisville, oh my goodness. What they paid Miller Moss this year, I can't remember the exact number, but I know it was in the millions. And he was awful. One of the worst quarterbacks. I was about to say in the ACC, but now I think about it, was he one of the worst quarterbacks in the nation? Let me know, Louisville fans. I know we got a bunch out there. I can't get over how bad Miller Moss was. He was what held him back this entire season. But this is good for Keen Holes. He was a great recruit coming out of high school, but he really hasn't gotten to prove himself much. So this is going to be a good opportunity. I really like Keen Holes. I think he could have what we're seeing with Mendoza this year, just quietly putting up good numbers and carry Louisville to a 10-2, 11-1 record. That's one I'm going to tell you to keep your eyes on. We have a new update on Jackson Arnold as well. It's looking like, according to some expert predictions, quote unquote, that UNLV is a new favorite to land him.
Okay, bro's going to Vegas. All right. All right, okay,
Dan
cool.
Mullen's team. That's really fascinating to me, but here's one of the wonkiest situations in all of college football. You got to take a look at this. Mr. Parker Livingstone entered the transfer portal. Who is Parker Livingstone, you may ask? That's a great question, my friend. I'll let you answer it. A wide receiver for Texas who was producing the entire season. This year alone, he had 29 catches for 516 yards with 6 touchdowns. I share that with you before I go any farther so you understand this isn't some 8-string water boy. No, this guy was playing. He was a starter. Well, he winds up entering the transfer portal today and posts this long and lengthy message that, let's just be honest, nobody's going to read. I don't read any of these, and neither do you.
Yeah, we're not reading all that.
Views are like, why would he leave? I can't emphasize this and harp on it enough. He was a starter. Coming to find out, some people actually read this message, and they're like, wait a minute. Something seems fishy. And it is fishy if you got to ask me. In this third paragraph, he writes, never in a million years did I think I would be going into the portal looking for a new home. Some things are out of my control, such as the reality of the ever-changing landscape of college football. That's a red flag if you got to ask me. He states, and his words not mine, never in a million years did I think I would be going into the portal looking for a new home. And this is what really should raise your eyebrows. Some things are out of my control.
Some things are out of my
what
control.
Do you mean by that, Mr.
What?
Mr. Parker? What do you mean some things are out of your control? Because here's what I'm gathering from this. This is what I was hinting at earlier, talking about, I don't know, maybe LSU's pushing out that running back. It appears the same. He's trying to give us a subtle message that this wasn't up to him. He wanted to stay at Texas. He loves Texas. He's a starter there. But they're pushing him out. Everyone that's looked at this and most people in the comments, they're asking the same thing you're probably asking and going to write in the comment section. Why in the world is Texas pushing out a starter at the wide receiver position? Why would they do this? It doesn't make any sense. There's only one thing that makes sense to me, and this is my best assumption, my best educated guess. Texas, they have their eyes set on somebody else in the portal. And
they're looking at a new wide receiver. Probably trying to get Cam Coleman.
Free up NIL money because Parker Livingston, you'd have to pay him something. So if you just let him walk, you don't have to pay him anything. That's the best I got for y'all. Now, do I agree with that if it is true, which most people think is true? No. Why would you push on a guy who just had 500 receiving yards and he's a reliable wide receiver who's only going to get better from this point on? It just sounds dumb, but you never know what's going on behind the scenes. I've also heard some rumors flying around that Texas did offer him something in the 6 figures and he declined it. He wanted more money. They said no, and that's why he's leaving. We don't know what's going on. We just know that he stated it wasn't his decision and he didn't want to leave. You can do as you please with that information. Everybody's trying to guess what went down, but the only people that know what really went down is Parker Livingston and the Texas coaching staff and all the football players. Or probably not even the football players, just the coaching staff. Don't really agree with it, don't really like it, but it's how college football is in the, I was about to say 2025 era, no, the 2026 era, whether we like it or not. Teams like Texas are running their program like a business, like an NFL organization, and you can't blame them for it. You got to. I would say it's very similar to when you see a team release or cut a wide receiver who's having a decent year. Yeah, he may not be wide receiver 1, but he's wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, and they waive him to clear up cap space or something like that. There's many reasons why they do it. And as an NFL fan, you're saying the same things as Texas fans are saying right now. Why would we get rid of this guy? Hate it or love it, that's where we are in college football. That's all the updates for now. I'm curious to know your thoughts down below.
Yep. That's business. That is business right there. Yeah, college football is really turning into the NFL. Really is. All right, I got a few more videos to watch. 6:33. All right, so what's going on in Alabama? 10 Alabama players just left the program. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Saturday. Hope all of you having a great weekend. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, I don't even know why I'm clapping because I got some bad. And I'm talking about some bad news for Alabama fans. Well, actually, come to think about it, I do have some minor good news to share with my Alabama fans. The basketball team won today. Clap it up to the basketball team because they never, and let me emphasize this, they never disappoint me. Shout out to Nate Oates. He's been doing a fantastic job ever since he has stepped foot on campus.
Yeah, at this point, Alabama, they may be turning into a basketball school. Is Alabama turning into a basketball school?
It's Alabama. I know Kentucky's not all too great, but anytime you beat Kentucky, that is a big win. And shout out to Noah Williamson. He had a game of his life. I love basketball, but however, I know a lot of you don't like it as much as your boy Matt, so we're not going to talk about that any longer than what we just did. Big shout out to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. On Kalshi, you can put money on.
We do not care.
Eviscerating loss to the Indiana Hoosiers. Clap it up to the Indiana Hoosiers. We've already talked about that game plenty enough. But now we're starting to see the repercussions from that game, and it's not good. I don't think a lot of people understand when you have what some would label as a disappointing season for Alabama, and you just lose the way you did against Indiana. You didn't win a national championship, which is a standard Alabama. Things aren't going to go over so smoothly in the offseason either. So if you're an Alabama fan and you thought, okay, well, this is the end-all, be-all, we can just move on to next year, it's not going to get any worse than this, you are sadly mistaken. It will get worse, and it has gotten worse. Ever since Alabama's lost to Indiana, within the past 48 hours, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10, count them, 10 Alabama football players have entered the transfer portal. This is a situation I've been following closely. I'm going to update you on it now, and I'm going to update you on it in the future. So if you like college football content and videos like this, and not just about Alabama, but all the college football teams and news and drama in the transfer portal, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're on the push for 400K. And I already know what everybody and their mama is going to say. I know what all the Alabama haters are going to say. This is it, Matt. You got to come to terms with reality, brother. The dynasty is starting to fall off. Alabama's got coaching problems. Kalen DeBoer's not a great head coach, and the list goes on and on and on. You know what people are going to be saying. They're going to say it in this comment section, and I understand it. I do. I've said before on the channel, I'll continue to say it. College football fans, they have Bama fatigue. They are tired of Alabama.
Clearly. Yeah, people hate on Alabama because they've won for so many championships for years. It's clear they clearly have Bama fatigue.
So not just any, but every single time college football fans have an opportunity to write off this Alabama football, not just team but program, they're going to do so. And here's the kicker with that. They tried doing it even when the GOAT, Nick Saban, was there. People hate Alabama. It is what it is. They say all these crazy and outlandish things about them. But what has been the one rebuttal Alabama fans have always said? Hey, you hate us because you ain't us. We got the most championships. You're just jealous. But I got to keep it a Fortnite V-Buck with all my Alabama fans. There's not much you can say back to this. So all the hate comments and all the crazy things people are going to be saying on social media about this, you just got to take your whooping, your whatever you want to call it, and move on. What's the word I'm looking for here? I think I was trying to say take your lick and move on, but you get the point. Let's go over these players briefly before we get into it. Let me throw this out there, and I'll say this when we get done talking about them. A lot of these guys weren't guys that were making an impact on this current Alabama football team, so it's not like you're losing a Brooks. It's not like you're losing a Ty Simpson. It's not like you're losing a running back in.
You know, speaking of Ty Simpson, I've heard rumors that Ty Simpson might stay an extra year of college football and enter the transfer portal to go to either Tennessee, Oregon, or I think Tennessee, Oregon, or I forgot the other school, but I have heard some rumors that Ty Simpson might enter the transfer portal.
And he'll guys like that. But, and I have a ginormous big but, some of these are notable players, and you are going to know their names. And you do, as an Alabama fan, hate to see them go. Cameron Howard, safety, he entered the portal. Interior offensive lineman, Rob Montgomery, he entered the portal. But here's one that Bama fans should know. Richard Young, running back. Young's been in Alabama
he entered the portal? Okay, I didn't know about this.
He was supposed to have a breakout season for Alabama, and obviously it just didn't work out. And I don't blame him, and I don't think any Bama fans can be mad about this. It's one of those things where he just wants to play ball, and it's not looking like that's going to happen in Alabama anytime soon. So, yeah, best of luck to him. Mr. Jalen McBuckway, we made an entire separate video about him. He's in the portal. Since we've talked about him so much up until this point, I'm not going to get into that too much. I have no idea where he's going to go, but he started out on the defensive side of the ball at Alabama, went to the coaching staff and said, hey, I want to play on offense too. I want to be like Travis Hunter. Kevin DeBoer's like, okay, I guess, but I can't guarantee that you're going to play. He wound up making an entire switch over to wide receiver, and he didn't even sniff the field. Due to McBakwe not even playing this year, I can't even act like that's a big loss. I don't think it is. Offensive lineman Joseph Inotica, he entered the portal. I don't think that's too big, but this one, it does sting a little bit. Jalen Hale, extremely talented wide receiver, but Alabama's wide receiver room is so deep, he decides to leave. Don't blame him, and you're going to hear me say that about a lot of these young men, and not just with Alabama, but other players in the portal. We hear all these crazy stories about, for example, Nico Almalivia leaving Tennessee because he wants more money, but those are rare. I'd say for 90% of these athletes that enter the portal, it's for good reasons, and that good reason or reasons I'm referring to is they just want to play ball.
Game time.
For example, here, guys like Jalen Hale, Richard Young, the wide receiver and running back, they're not getting an opportunity at Bama like they thought they would or they wanted to, so they're going to go elsewhere. It's not any bad blood between them and Alabama or the coaching staff. It just didn't work out. Moving on up here, we had another offensive lineman enter the portal. Not too big of a loss there if you got to ask me. But this one does hurt a little bit. Noah Carter, the redshirt freshman. This is a guy that played a little bit this year, and unless I'm highly mistaken, I believe he would have been a starter next year, or he at least would have been battling for a starting spot. Don't like to see that. You had another offensive lineman who was a former 4-star recruit, Micah DeBose. He entered the portal. And the most recent player that entered the portal, this just happened as when I'm filming and making this video to make it 10 Alabama players, is Cole Adams.
Cole Adams. I didn't know he hit the portal. I didn't even know he entered the portal.
And I'm wishing the best of luck, and I appreciate all the hard work they put in Alabama. This is the one that hurts me the most. I hate to see him go. This is a guy that I brought up multiple times in multiple different videos because I loved how he had for sure hands. This guy doesn't drop anything, and he was a specialist for Alabama. He was only on special teams. He had for sure hands for Alabama. He's everything you're looking for in a punt returner and kick returner. I just don't know how he didn't get an opportunity to play wide receiver, especially with Ryan Williams struggling with drops the entire season.
Man, that's tough, man. That's their punt returner too, dude.
On the Cole Adams hype train for quite some time now. I think he's already a stud. I'm not going to say, oh, well, he's going to be a stud wherever he goes. No, he is already a stud. I hope he goes to a team that utilizes him and just gives him some playing time. I'm not knocking the wide receiver coach at Alabama, Coach Shepard, and the coaching staff for not playing him, but I wish we could have got him some more snaps. Or I say wish we could have got him some more snaps. We didn't get him any snaps on offense. But yet again, it goes back to this. We were so deep at the wide receiver position. This guy, 4-star recruit, had for sure hands. He couldn't even get on the field. Shout out to Cole Adams. I appreciate you, brother, and appreciate all your hard work. An early team to watch for him, Oklahoma. Just keep your eyes on the Sooners. So when you look at this entire list, none of these guys you're looking at right here were even starters for this Alabama football team, the current one at that. But here's where things get a little controversial. Some of them more than likely would have started or had a chance to start on next year's team. And it doesn't matter how you dissect this, spin it, or chop it up if you're an Alabama fan. It's never a good thing when you lose 10 players to the portal within 48 hours. It may not be detrimental to the program or team, but it's not good. Because what does everybody say? Oh, well, good, bye, get that guy out of here. He didn't even help this year's team. Well, you don't know if he's going to help next year's team. However, with that being said, I will play devil's advocate a little bit. If I'm an Alabama fan, is this something I'm freaking out about? All these guys you're looking at right here leaving? No, absolutely not. I talked about this last year because it happens almost every single year at Alabama football. You're going to have 10, 15, probably when it's all said and done, 20 guys enter the transfer portal. It's nothing to really worry about because Alabama's going to reload. We're talking about Alabama, the cream of the crop, the best brand, the best team in college football history. Let me throw this in there, and I'm going to reassure some Alabama fans. Bama's going to be okay. Kalen DeBoer is going to bring in new guys to replace the ones that left. It's not the end of the world. It's not a monumental deal. But here's what is a monumental deal. The trenches. I'm going to tell you this, and this is going to be the only thing I probably talk about the entire offseason and heading into the Week 1 prediction video. If Alabama doesn't get better in the trenches, more specifically, the offensive line, defensive line, just the interior, I mean, that's why we call it the trenches, it's not going to amount to a hill beans. It doesn't matter how many great wide receivers you have. It doesn't matter if you have the best quarterback in the nation. It doesn't matter if you have the best running backs, best kicker. It doesn't matter. The trenches is the most important thing. And I've slept on it a couple of nights now. Indiana just straight up bullied Alabama. I was trying to sugarcoat it in the reaction video, like, well, I don't know.
Speaking of the O-line, my Gamecocks, offensive line, like pretty much the entire starting offensive linemen, pretty much all of them entered the transfer portal. By the way, I'm just saying, like we lost pretty much everybody, and I'm not mad about it or anything like that. Okay, mad is a extreme thing, but I'm not too. What's the right word? I'm not sad about it or anything like that. Because last season the offensive line they didn't play well this season.
The bullet. No, I rewatched the game. They bullied us. They're pushing over our guys. That was the first time in quite some time where I just saw offensive linemen bulldozing Alabama defensive linemen. See, the defensive line in the entire defense, the entire season, we were propping them up, but the defense got bullied in that game against Indiana. Guys, we gave up 38 points. 38 points. There wasn't a pick six, scoop and score. No, defense gave up all them points. So not only did the offensive line get bullied, so did the defense. I can't harp on that enough. If we don't get better there, it's not going to amount to a hill of beans. And this is a different video for a different day. We've got to be able to run the ball. But guess where that starts with? The offensive line. So in the portal, I don't care for us to go after some flashy wide receivers or skill position players. Go after the big boys. Go after the guys that do all the dirty work. I tell you who was a bright spot for us this year. We need more guys like him.
Josh Cuevas. Yeah, he had a good season.
Can't harp on him enough. He was fantastic. I don't think all these guys leaving is a big deal, but definitely something we had to talk about. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. But
all right. All right, I'm pretty sure that's all of the college football videos for today. Wait, no, wait. We got one more. And Man City played Chelsea? Today? All right, since I'm already live on YouTube, I don't want to end the YouTube stream. But instead, I'll react to the City and Chelsea highlights tomorrow on stream. That's what I'm going to do.
in the future, high school athletes and college.
All right. All right, this is the last. That should be the last one. This should be the last college football video for today. This 5-star QB is ruining his career without even playing. Let's check it out.
In the future, high school athletes and college athletes are going to study this case. This is a classic and prime example as to why you shouldn't be chasing NIL money first. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope I'll be having a great weekend. Hope I'll be having a great Sunday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, we have a topic to get into in today's video that is so interesting to me because we've been keeping up with it and tracking it on the channel for 3 to 4 years now. Or has it been 3 to 4 years? Maybe it's been only 2 or 3, but you get the point, and you're going to know exactly who and what I'm talking about as soon as I bring up his name. This young man, or should I even call him a young man at this point in time, we'll just call him a man, has entered the portal yet again. Not a shocker though, and by the way, on the recent video I said there's over 5,000 players in the portal, and I saw a comment where somebody said, well Matt, there's not 5,000, there's only roughly over 4,500. I mean, yeah, technically you're right, but I was rounding up, you nerd. Anyways, getting back on track here to make everybody happy, there's nearly 5,000 players in the portal, so when you see another guy enter the portal, it's not a shocker. It's like, okay, what's new? This is college football. So what makes this one worthy of talking about? That's a great question, Bobby. That is a fantastic question. I love to answer it. By the way, I gotta throw this in there before we go any farther. Bobby, why are you still eating sour cream and onion chips? I thought it was a new year, new Bobby. What happened to your New Year's resolution? You're trying to lose some weight. I'm not even going to get into that too much. You want to eat sour cream and onion chips while you watch a Matt B. Great video? That's on you. But like I was saying, why are we going to be talking about this player? Because it is no other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jaden Rashada. Ah, yes. As soon as I said it, that should have rung a bell. As soon as I said his name, it should have immediately given you some flashbacks. We have a new update on him. He is the only player and situation we'll be talking about in this video because I think it's that important. By the way, I'm looking at the comment section on the recent video. Why are these the first 3 comments? You know, have y'all not noticed on I really say the video. I'm not even. I
Trolls
think
just
Ford
trolling.
videos in. Maybe I'll make an entirely separate
Already
video
joined
just
the
talking
community, by the way.
about it. But this is on this channel about roughly, what was that, a month ago, and it's been great. What's pretty much the same thing on Twitter, and if you're wondering what it is, it's just a place where you guys can tweet during the games, y'all can talk to each other, and I'm gonna see it, and I can talk to you guys, give you updates on videos, stuff like that. It's a relatively college football to dumb it down even more. That should be fun, and if you're trying to find it, the Twitter, it's the same as the YouTube channel, and you'll see it. It'll pop up on your screen. Getting that out the way, sorry, I know it was long-winded, but we just have some updates on the channel we got to talk about. Jaden Rashada. What are you doing, my brother? What are you doing? This guy's track history is insane. He originally committed to Miami, decommitted, then committed to Florida because apparently and allegedly they promised they was going to give him $13 million or $14 million in NIL. Well, that fell through the roof. They wound up suing.
That's an absurd amount of money. 13 to 14 million?
Florida. It was a he said, she said, and it was a stupid lawsuit because there was never anything written. There wasn't a contract, so without a contract, you can't even really do anything about it. But I don't want to even get into all that too much because we talked about that for days and years on the channel. You get the point. He wound up leaving Florida, didn't even play there, enrolled at Arizona State, did nothing there. Enrolled at Georgia last year, didn't do anything there. Then enrolled at Sacramento State in this most recent season, and now he's in the portal. I gave you the Spark Notes. We really, and I mean really made a long story short there. To dumb this down even more, whichever school he goes to next, that will now be 6 schools. He has either committed.
6 schools. My goodness. 6 schools he either committed or he's been to.
Or been enrolled at. 6 schools. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Welcome to college football in 2026, I guess. Where when things don't go your way, you can just up and leave and restart your career. Where if you would have just stuck it out and stayed at the school you was originally committed to or signed to, it probably would have worked out for the better. It probably would have worked out for the best. And everybody's been talking about this. If he would have just stayed at Arizona State, he'd have been the starting quarterback at this point in time. And who knows, he may go back there. But the point is, if you would have just stuck it out there, you wouldn't have wasted 2 or 3 years of your life. And I hate to say that about this young man, but let's just call it for what it is. He has wasted, what has it been at this point in time, 3 to 4 years? I just realized I haven't clarified on this. So he is currently, or was currently, this most recent college football season, 2025, at Sacramento State. He wound up getting hurt. He wasn't playing a lot, so he just entered the portal. I talked about this last year when he announced that he's going to Sac State. I knew he was going to be a one and done there. He's going to go there, try to have a decent year, get some value in NIL, or get some of these other big-time schools to come after him, and he's going to up and leave. There wasn't a chance in the world that he was going to stay at Sacramento State for more than 1 year. Not a chance. Everybody knew this was going to happen. But, and I have a ginormous big but, here's the one thing I didn't expect to happen, and here's the big difference. I anticipate him balling out, having a good season, and increasing his value, right? Like we just talked about. Well, that didn't happen at Sacramento
How did he do? Did he play well or what?
State. He barely even played. Can't emphasize this enough because you're going to have some
barely
haters in the comment
played?
section.
Oh, that's tough.
Say, oh my goodness, he couldn't even play at Sac State. Why is he going to enter the transfer portal? Where's he going to go from here? I am going to take up for him a little bit. He was hurt. So it is an interesting move.
So he was injured. Okay.
Because he's entering the portal with no leverage whatsoever and not too much film at all. I believe as where it stands in his collegiate career, he only has 4 to 5 touchdown passes. But think about this. He's now entered the portal, or he's going to be committed to or enrolled to 6 different schools in his career. So he has more enrollees and commitments than touchdown passes. It's just ridiculous. And yes, at one point in time, he was a highly touted recruit. Everybody and their mama wanted him. He had all the potential in the world, and he still does have potential, but that was years ago, man. I think people are over it. And when I say people, I'm not just talking about me or college football fans, but I'm talking about the coaches too. And we haven't even talked about these coaches out here that most definitely have concerns about him transferring 5 to 6 times already in his college football career. It's concerning because he's got some character problems. When the going gets tough, he doesn't strap up and say, oh yeah, try me. He says, oh, Why me? Why does this have to happen to me? You know what? I'm not going to deal with this. I'm just going to leave. Anytime he's faced adversity in his career, he's just left. And that is the downside of the portal. It creates weak men. And y'all know this. I have advocated for the transfer portal. I like it. I've advocated for NIL. I like that as well. If somebody's willing to pay you for your talents in this world, I believe you should be entitled to that money. I also like players that have been dealt a bad hand, coaching staff maybe lied to them, they have the ability to transfer 1 or 2 times. But when you see a guy transfer as many times as Rashado's transfer, that's where I just draw the line. And I don't like it because it's a negative for not just the college football player Jaden Rashada, it's a negative for the person Jaden Rashada. It'd be amazing if all the college football players out there could go to the NFL and make millions and millions of dollars. But that's just not reality. And a very small percentage of college football players are going to make a full-time living and be able to retire off of this game. So outside of that, you know what the next mission is for these players, for these young men? Is to make them great men in the future. And even if they are going to the NFL, we still want them to be great men. And truth of the matter is, you learn nothing as a man in this life when you just give up when things start getting tough and things don't go your way and things get difficult. This is going to sound harsh, but it's the truth, and I got to call it for how I see it. I personally, as a head coach, would not want a player like Jaden Rashada on my team. Wouldn't want him. As a fan, I wouldn't want a player like Jaden Rashada on my team. And as a player, I wouldn't want a guy like Jaden Rashada on my team. That's just how I feel about it. Does that mean I think he's a terrible person? Absolutely not. I don't know him personally. I haven't heard anything bad about him. I'm sure he's a great, humble young man. But he doesn't care about the team camaraderie when it comes to college football or sports. And you can't tell me otherwise. That's why he's left every single school. He's left 5 schools now. Just wouldn't want a guy like that on my team from any standpoint, player, coach, or fan, that isn't going to really care about the university and the football program. As to what's next for him, I don't really know. I don't. Is it safe to say his career is more likely over? I don't know. I put it to you like this. I don't know how he's going to revive it. In the future, high school athletes and college athletes are going to study this case. This is a classic and prime example as to why you shouldn't be chasing NIL money first. You should always go to the team, university, and program that suits you best, and then take NIL into consideration. I'm wishing the best of luck, but it ain't looking good, Chief. It ain't looking good. Let me know your thoughts down below. But
that's tough. That's tough. All right, probably one more video. One more.
Feasting on the
Okay, so Weasel dropped a video. Says, I would have destroyed Alex Pereira. Daniel Cormier makes a bold claim about 205 pounds. Pereira versus DC. Let's go.
Feasting on the light heavyweight division. Very precise wording there from Daniel Cormier on how he describes what he would do to this generation's division. He believes that he would have just ran through all of these guys because they can't wrestle, and would of course target Alex Pereira if he was still in his prime. And he's right, you know. He would definitely...
Yes, I would... Okay, I 100% agree that Daniel Cormier in his prime would have beaten everybody. I'm talking everybody. He wouldn't lose. I don't see him losing to anybody in the 205 division. If he was in his prime right now and he went to light heavyweight, he wouldn't lose.
Alex Pereira, if he was still in his prime. And he's right, you know. He would definitely devour the 205 division. One by one, piece by piece, no leftovers. Not a single light heavyweight today, I think, would defeat Daniel Cormier. But this is what he had to say about it. If I was in my prime at light heavyweight right now, there is no wrestlers, bro. Like, seriously, there's no wrestlers. I'd be feasting on everybody at light heavyweight. There's no wrestlers. If I was in my prime, probably Pereira would be the guy I'd want to fight because he's the biggest star. You want to fight the biggest star. You want to make the most money as a champion, but there's no wrestlers. Do you know the top 5 when I was fighting? It was me, Jones, Ryan Bader was an All-American, Phil Davis, a national champion. Rashad Evans was an NCAA All-American. We had so many wrestlers. Now there's no wrestlers. So it's like, yeah, we'll fight at light heavyweight, not heavyweight, unquote. So obviously he was asked questions about if he was fighting today, how he would do against the current landscape, and which division would he prefer. Heavyweight would probably be better, bigger portions, but honestly, he'd dominate either, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Both
he would just beat everybody in 205 and in heavyweight. DC, he's beaten everybody. Well, obviously, except for John Jones, but still, he's beaten everybody.
Heavyweight and light heavyweight are definitely weaker than they used to be. This is just objectively. There's no debate on this, okay? But let's look at the rankings. Is Daniel Cormier actually correct that there are no wrestlers, and does it actually make a difference? So Alex is the champion, and he's certainly not a wrestler. Yuri Prohaska is not a wrestler. He can shoot takedowns like he took down Glover Teixeira, which was quite impressive. But Yuri has a very unorthodox style that's difficult to prepare for.
I'm sorry, but yeah, DC would destroy Yuri. Let's be honest.
But we go to Magomed Ankalaev, and he can wrestle, but I wouldn't categorize him as a wrestler. He's more of a striker. And his wrestling in MMA honestly isn't that great. Carlos Ulberg is a kickboxer. He could submit you, but his wrestling isn't really anything to note. Khalil Roundtree hasn't shot a takedown in his entire life and can't defend them either unless it's coming from Anthony the Lionheart Smith and Dustin Jacoby. Those are the fighters who were shooting takedowns on Khalil, and his takedown defense is still under 60%, which is less than average. Ian Kutilaba threw him around the octagon, who was the only okay grappler that tried to take him to the ground. Jan Blachowicz, striker, can wrestle but isn't really great at it. Azamat Murzakanov, same thing. Doesn't really shoot takedowns. Jamal Hill, a striker. Volkan Oezdemir can wrestle somewhat, but he has a kickboxing style. Dominic Reyes is a striker with good takedown defense. Bogdan Gushkov can wrestle somewhat, but he's more of a striker. Same with Rakic. Johnny Walker is a striker. Nikita Krylov is probably the most well-rounded guy, but his wrestling, I would say, is pretty average. Zhang Mingyang is a striker, and Alonzo Menefield can wrestle somewhat, but he's more of like a explosive merchant. So yeah, Daniel Cormier is somewhat correct. There really isn't a wrestler that necessarily impresses anybody, especially him. You know, DC's one of the best wrestlers in light heavyweight history. So when he's looking for a wrestler to combat him, he's looking for the absolute best. And the best today are Ankalaev and Krylov. Yeah, that's not great, dude. Like, light heavyweight today is filled with lethal and more technical strikers. These guys are better strikers than any other light heavyweight era, but they are some of the worst wrestlers we've ever seen. I mean, even back when Randy Couture and Tito Ortiz were fighting, that era had better wrestlers than today. And that's like over 20 years ago. So the current 205ers are generally better strikers, but the wrestling is just not up to par, man. DC and his era were much more well-rounded, and they predated this one by 10 years. It really goes to prove that the evolution does not always follow time progression.
That's wild because, like 10 years ago, light heavyweights were more well-rounded than the light heavyweights of today. That's wild.
Sometimes they hit the dark ages where the technique regresses or halts. This has clearly been true about 205 and heavyweight today. The heavyweight classes have generally gotten worse, dude. Like, look at the rankings in December of 2015. So we're talking about almost exactly 10 years ago.
Man.
The champion's Daniel Cormier, who was
Jones, Rumble, Gustafson, Bader Teixeira, OSP, Rashad Evans, Shogun, Rampage.
an excellent wrestler, very well-rounded. John Jones, one of the most well-rounded fighters in UFC history. Anthony Johnson. Then there's Alexander Gustafsson. Now, he's not a wrestler by trade, but who cares about that? You know, when DC's talking about like All-American and national champion and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter as much anymore, right? We've seen many champions in wrestling and jiu-jitsu not translate their skills that well to MMA. And we have guys like Gustafsson and George St. Pierre and many others who come from a striking background, but were able to improve such a formidable wrestling game. And honestly, even though Gustafsson is a boxer, he is better than every wrestler of the current generation. I mean, he was taking down John Jones at DC, you know. Then there's Ryan Bader, who was a decent wrestler. Glover Teixeira in his prime, he was a pretty decent wrestler as well, but much better on the ground. Ovince St. Preux was more of a striker and a lethal submission threat. Rashad Evans could wrestle, was very fast with his hands, but not the most technical striker. Shogun was out of his prime and more of a striker. Jimmy Mano was a kickboxer. Rampage was more of a striker in the UFC and also out of his prime. Lil Nog was more jiu-jitsu and boxing. Patrick Cummins could wrestle somewhat. Corey Anderson can wrestle. Corey Anderson's actually incredibly underrated. Rafael Cavalcante was more of a striker. Jean Vellante was just trash. And Jan Blachowicz, I think, was just outside the rankings at the time. And
Why you gotta do him like? Why you gotta say that? Oh, Riesel just said trash.
we know how good Jan is. But that's the thing, dude. If potentially the best wrestler today had a tough time wrestling with Jan Blachowicz, only getting 2 takedowns out of 10. He had great top control, though. He was able to control Jan for a long time, but he wasn't getting a lot of takedowns. Unlike Gustafsson, Gus shot 5 times and got 4 of those. 80% takedown accuracy versus 20% from Ankalaev. Now, Jan could have gotten better when he fought Ankalaev and those guys, but his mistakes in the wrestling technique was always present. And nobody took advantage of it better than Gustafsson. It's not a great showcase of skills, dude, because Jan got dragged around that octagon by Gustafsson and submitted easily by Ancient Glover. And by the time DC, Jones, Gustafsson, and Rumble all were pretty much out of the picture, Glover Teixeira at 40 years old became champion. He was only able to become champion because none of those guys were around. Jones, Gustafsson, and Rumble destroyed him. What Rumble did to him was so sad. One-shot knockout off of a
One of the nastiest knockouts in UFC and MMA history. It's nasty.
an uppercut. And he was working off Gustafsson's blueprint against Glover too. Like, these guys all had Glover's number, bro. And once they all went away, he became champion. And he gave some of the best light heavyweights today a run for their money. That was not the case when he was fighting those guys when he was younger and in his prime. Glover Teixeira is an excellent, bridge to see which light heavyweight division was honestly better. Because in his prime, he was fighting Jones and Gus and Rumble. Out of his prime, with those guys out of the way, he was a champion, top contender, and all of that. The only guy that really beat him thoroughly was Jamal Hill, and that was Glover's retirement fight, coming off the Yuri War, you know? And an older Glover gave Yuri Prohaska everything that he can handle, and he defeated Jan Blachowicz. So I believe DC. I think he would feast on light heavyweight. I think he would beat everybody. Both heavyweight and light heavyweight are definitely weaker than they used to be. This is just objectively. There's no debate on this, okay? Welterweight to flyweight are top notch. Lightweight is a bit of a wasteland currently, but most of the lighter weight classes are peak, right? Like, some people are saying that Alex Pereira would chin him or something like that. Like, dude, we saw him fight Rumble and take Rumble's best shot.
Oh, no way. DC would not beat Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira would not beat DC, dude. No way.
Blasted him across the octagon with one right hand, landed flush with a shin to the face twice. DC ate those, dude. Head kicks, and the guy didn't even fall to that. And Rumble's, I don't know if he hits harder than Alex, but it's comparable, right? Like, he's the only guy that can hit around that same caliber. And he hit DC with everything he had, and still was not enough to put him away. He has one shot as so many fighters with those type of strikes, and DC kept coming. He's not easy to KO, even if Alex landed clean. Now, that's a big if. I don't even think DC would give him a chance because, unlike DC's other opponents, Alex is the only one who can't wrestle. Gus, Jones, Stipe, and even Rumble could wrestle. It was almost like a prerequisite at the time to be well-rounded. It's not the same today. Today, you could just be a striker and make it very far. DC was hitting this on those guys, man, flipping Gus like a pancake, single leg tripping Rumble off the fence. There is not a single light heavy today who does that. What light heavyweight is hitting a takedown like that today? None of them. And DC also had legit submissions as well. And if anybody says that Alex was just too big, this guy wasn't too big though. Or him. DC is potentially the worst matchup for Alex Pereira out of any of those guys in the past. Because he has that heavyweight strength. The weight of the opponent is not going to really matter. He's a much better wrestler. He has some holes in his striking, but he's just not going to give Alex a chance. I think Alex wouldn't really get too many hits in there before he gets submitted. It's not just the wrestling, but DC had some pretty good submissions too. So I see DC beating Alex. I see him beating Yuri, Ankalaev, Olberg, Roundtree. Those are very easy fights for him. Jan would be pretty easy. Murzakanov would be an interesting test if he can stop the takedowns, but I don't think he would. Jamal Hill gets destroyed. Volkan gets destroyed. Reyes, he just doesn't have the chin. I think DC could potentially knock him out. Gushkov would lose. Rakic just isn't good. Very talented, but just not skilled enough. Johnny Walker gets chinned. Krylov loses on the ground, and Zhang Mingyang just isn't that great right now, and Alonzo Metafield would probably, I don't know, shoot a takedown at DC and get reversed and dumped on his head and KO'd, you know? Like, I honestly think Yuri Prohaska is the toughest fight for DC in any of the elites of that era. I think Yuri's unorthodox style and lethality everywhere would make him a very dangerous fight. Like, I don't think it would be easy for DC to beat Yuri, but Yuri has a sort of style that DC would have to respect at all times. I still think DC wins though, so, and I think a main reason as to why Alex would not beat some of those guys back then is mainly because he spent most of his career in kickboxing. Like, he came to the UFC in his mid-30s, so I think, you know, potentially if he crossed over in his late 20s, then he would be a completely different monster, dude. He would have had a lot more time to work on his takedown defense and then have a better chance to beat some of those guys, but as it stands, you know, mid-30s going to the UFC, didn't have a whole lot of time to work on his takedown defense. He just would not be ready for those guys. And I know people are going to say that he's getting better and defended all of Ankalaev's takedowns, but that's such a far cry from the elites of 205 before. Unk's takedown shots aren't great. He often abandons the shot after the first resistance. He doesn't chain wrestle well. His shot selection of techniques are very limited. He doesn't have DC's arsenal or strength. He doesn't have Gustafson's timing or Jones' versatility or Glover's persistence and strength. Like, it's great that he's getting better, but Ankalaev is not really a wrestler. He can shoot an okay takedown, and that's pretty much it. When we're comparing him to the best wrestlers 205 has ever seen, and that's all in DC's era, it's not even noteworthy at all. So DC has spoken, and he is correct. We got to see better wrestling from the light heavyweight division today. I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know why we're not seeing a lot of wrestlers. Like, even these guys don't even come from a wrestling background. I think it just defines the era. Like, there just aren't any great wrestlers around at the moment. So, very interesting, dude. And it's not just light heavyweight. I think DC would destroy heavyweight too. DC is so underrated, bro. Like, he is the only...
And the only reason why he's so underrated is because of his losses to Stipe and Jones.
Reason he's not like a top 5 GOAT is because Jones and Stipe were part of his era. If DC came like, 5 to 10 years later, nobody would have stopped him in his prime.
Oh man, that would be scary to think about. Like, imagine if DC fought in today's era, like in modern MMA. How do I say this? Like in today's era. He wouldn't lose. He would not lose in his prime. He wouldn't lose at all. All right. All right. I want to play some games. Wait. Hold on. Let's get on Twitter. I got like 2 bookmarks. All right. So, do not wish people a happy New Year's in the hood. All right, what happened?
New Year's, bro.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year's.
All that shit, nigga, if you don't see the New Year, nigga. Real talk.
Bro, you good.
Why is he getting mad at that? I don't understand why get mad at that.
Shit, nigga, if you don't see the New Year, nigga. Real talk.
Bro, you good.
All he said was Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's, bro.
Man, fuck New Year's. Fuck your little bitch ass.
Okay, this has to be a skit. I think this is a skit.
The fuck did I do? Sir, Happy New Year's, brother.
Fuck New Year's and fuck you. I don't give a fuck about New Year's. It's just another year.
I'm just saying, man. My bad. Bro, you cool. Yeah, yup. Happy New Year's, bro.
Man, fuck New Year's.
What? All right, man. Happy New Year's, man.
Fuck New Year's, man.
Oh, my bad.
Fuck New Year.
What? You have a good one. Happy New Year's, man.
Fuck New Year's, nigga.
Oh, my bad.
Man, everybody's hating on New Year's.
All right, man. You cool. Hey, man. Happy New Year's, bro.
Fuck New Year.
What? All right, you cool. Yeah, no problem. Happy New Year's.
Shut the hell up.
Dude, this has to be a skit.
All right, man.
All right.
Yeah, yep.
This has to
Happy
be
New
fake.
Year's, bro.
Man, fuck New Year's and you, man.
What the fuck?
Man. What town is what city is that, man? Yeah, this it had to be staged. It has to be staged. All right, so Ravens female fan threw a drink in the Steelers' face. All right, excuse me. Ravens female fan threw a drink in the face of a Steelers fan in front of his son. All right, here we go.
I'm not doing anything.
Don't run in your mouth. Look over here. Wait, let's come over here. Let's come over here.
Oh, come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? Just throwing drinks at the guy's face? Come on, dude. Yeah, she gotta get kicked out for that, man. Come on.
Chill out, yo. Chill out. It was a get the fuck out. Don't touch her, yo. I'm not fucking touching shit. Relax. I ain't touching fucking nothing, yo. Relax. Get her the fuck out of here. Relax. I ain't fucking touching anything. Get your fucking ass out of here. Fucking bitch. Fucking. Get her the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Chill out. Chill out. We got the bonus for her. Look at you, man. We got this, man. Then let us leave. Relax, bro. Then fucking leave. What are you gonna do? Stay fucking leave. Keep him back there. Fucking leave. We got her. We gonna bitch. We gonna get her, yo. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, but I know, he might be doing a little too much, but listen, at least he's not hitting her.
This, man. You wanna fuck you. You wanna die, yo. You wanna die. She good. Chill out, yo. Hey, stop, man. What are you doing? It's a female, yo.
All right, come on, no, don't hit her. Please don't hit her, man. Come
Chill
on.
out, yo. It's a female. I know it's a female, but it ain't gonna be physical. I know. We good. Right. We good. Think about it. Touch you, man. Think about it. Touch you. Nobody, yo. I know. Everything good, man. That's your girl, yo. That's your girl. That's your girl. That's your girl. All right. No. I'm not with that party. I was trying to calm everything.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm not. Yeah. You can't throw a beer on nobody, yo. You can't throw a beer on nobody.
Okay, I don't know the full. Yes, I'm doing good. I'm just reacting to this this little incident between a Ravens fan and a Steelers fan, where the female Ravens fan threw a drink at the Steelers fan. Yeah, that's messed up, man. Oh yeah, that is right. She's wearing a Justin Tucker jersey as well. It's crazy. Did all that in front of the kid, dude. Man, gotta see my Steelers beat those Ratbirds, man, tonight. All right. You said you hate sports fans that are always angry. Yeah, well, it's just some of them. Just some of them. Yeah, sports is fun. I love sports. You know, just don't take it too seriously. All right. What kind of sports do I like? I got a few. I like American football. I like soccer, MMA. Yeah, that's 3 that I like right now. And basketball's cool too, but I don't watch it as much as I used to.
It's in the game.
Lions beat the Bears at the last minute or last second. All right. Let's get back on dynasty mode. Okay, so I get to play the Texas A&M again, because the last time I played this game, I lost to Texas A&M, and I rage quit it. I did rage quit. All right. Going all black. Way. There we go.
Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receiver and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that.
You said, who do I think is the best team? And which sport?
Welcome everyone to Williams-Brice Stadium, home of the South Carolina Gamecocks. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on a fellow SEC opponent, the South Carolina Gamecocks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollock, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week.
In football? Well, as of right now, that's a tough question. In the NFL, that's a tough question. Because there's multiple good teams right now. Yeah, that's a tough one. And in college football, I would say it's Indiana right now. I think Indiana's the best college football team right now. And the NFL, I got a few in mind. The Seahawks are a good team. Rams, good team. Yeah, it's between, I would say it's between the Rams and Seahawks. And the NFL. All right. Okay, they got 3 points. 3 points, okay.
Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Gamecocks offense will get the ball for the first time. The matchup we'll be watching in this one really takes you back. Big time running back going right into the face of a tackling machine at linebacker, David.
Yeah, and we're going to see this individual battle a lot, not just in pass coverage when they match up, but just meeting in holes. And who's going to win when they go?
There he goes.
Good run.
He'll be
Let's go.
stopped and forced out of bounds right around the 34-yard line, and now they've got a little something brewing. Lining up from the 34 on first down. They'll give it to him again. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
It's not a whole lot, but
It's got to feel good as an
solid
offense
run.
knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line.
all right, here we go.
To the air, it's Moffitt. Floating away. Got out of trouble and throws. Complete and looking for enough for the first down.
Yeah, let's punt it.
Number 24 in punt formation to kick it away.
Oh, you said
Texas
soccer?
A&M has the lead at the
Okay,
end of the quarter. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period.
Dude, I don't know. Because
Heading
lately,
in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second.
lately I've been watching a little bit of Premier League soccer. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Because I heard Real Madrid, they're not playing well. That's what I heard. Hold on a sec.
The Gamecocks will bring the punt team onto the field. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. And the coverage team will get to it, and they'll down it just inside the 30.
Oh, the sim a little bit. Oh, they scored. They're scored. It's not good. Not good.
It's 1st and goal as Texas A&M comes to the line. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quarterback strolling away from heat. And he rolls
Scored.
into the house. Touchdown, Aggies. No mid-season doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
I always forget that
Well,
you
this
guys.
offense
Oh,
is
you
top
must be
10 in the
foreign.
country in
Oh,
points
okay.
per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space.
Yeah, because
to
I
be
do
found.
think.
Good hustle by the
I
coverage
honestly.
team, and they stop him
Oh,
at
you
the
said you're from
21.
Saudi Arabia? Oh,
South Carolina
nice.
ready to go on the attack
Must
in
be nice
another
over there.
offensive odyssey. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point, Dave.
Yeah, nothing went well in the first quarter. You
Yeah,
just say
y'all
refresh.
play-
Like,
you
let's
guys
try to find a
play,
way now. Chip
players,
into this
man.
lead. Try to make it somewhat manageable when you get to the half.
Well, they're trying to run the football.
Guys
There's
got
just
Ronaldo
nowhere to
now.
go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
Looking to throw, it's Moffitt. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the 2nd down misfire. That's caught. It's Boston. They make the
Okay, we're
tackle
not
at the
playing well.
36.
We are
Let's
not
see if
playing
they
well.
bring out the punt team. And the Gamecocks send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He makes a fair catch, couple of steps inside his
you
own
said you can't hear
25
me?
at
My
the
volume's too
23-yard
high?
line. So here
Okay,
comes the
hold on.
Texas A&M offense back.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I think that should be better.
Field. This offense is really
Is that better?
clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining. the
Okay,
lead.
good,
Keep
good,
doing
good.
What you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
I don't usually play defense. Okay, we scored. I didn't mean to send through all that.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking for a gap. It's Duggar. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball,
All right, here we
especially
go.
against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
Been terrible.
Pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. The Gamecocks line up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. This is a spot you see many returners try to take a chance.
Oh my gosh, dude! They scored a field goal. Okay.
And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune.
Ooh, good run. All right.
Get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the Gamecocks just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. The give on the option. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. They drag him down at the 30.
Yeah, I may not win this one.
They said they wanted to.
I may not win this one, chat. I can't understand this game and like how do you score? Okay, so you just let me show you. Hold on.
So the first play of
Okay,
the
so
drive
you see
starting
the end zone over there.
45.
You see where it says Carolina? I have the ball right now, so I have to score, and I get like 6 points if I score.
Back to throw, it's Moffitt. Got his man out of the backfield. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield.
Yeah, hopefully you understand that.
Letting them get some positive yards.
Back to pass. Quarterback moving. He'll pull it down.
There you go.
His defense fully aware that he can run. They stop him after a short gain.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You could see on the sidelines, guys, he could not wait to get back out there. And that time, it was like he was running mad. I don't even know if he really wanted to throw that ball. He just wanted to take off, scramble, go get the first down.
The Gamecocks have it with a 1st and 10. To the air on first down. And the quarterback runs out.
Held on
of
to the
time,
ball
and
too
down he
long.
goes at the 38. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down, using the back as a receiver on the screen. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period. We've reached the break, and Texas A&M leads it. And as we switch ends of the field, let's
What, Tennessee's #1? Okay, that's wild.
One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. Quickly complete. They stop him well short of the marker. It's 4th down from the 27. And the Gamecocks racing to the line in the hurry-up. On 4th down, looking to pass.
Wide open. Let's go.
Still going. That'll be enough for the 1st down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. Takes a handoff, and he's going right. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. This defense has been so dominant, David, that the 12th man feels like he's out there literally. Extra people on the stop troops.
Yeah, no doubt. They've been flying.
Let's go. Get in there. Okay, we still in it. We're still in it.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving.
Okay, we gotta get a stop on defense. And we do. All right, we got another opportunity. Okay, this is a huge opportunity. 3 minutes, 28 seconds left. Down by 6.
They put it in the end zone the last time they had it, and now an opportunity. Turning it on. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
Man, this is where you really hang your hat on your defense. You got to lead late in the game. Offense just punted because they trust you. They can put you out there to get a stop. When you have the lead, get the ball back to the offense. Let's see if this defense can come up.
Good run. Good run.
He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the 1st down and sets them up beautifully here. The Gamecocks have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Quickly to the tight end. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. The upset's been bubbling all day. Now at a full-fledged boil, guys. See if they
Must be so hard to score in real life. Oh, yeah, definitely. It's not easy.
Can the underdog hold on? That's the big question right now. They've done so many positive things in this game, David, to put themselves in position to win. But
Definitely not easy to score in real life.
Execution has got to be at its best.
And sometimes you start thinking now, and you start letting that clock tick, and you stop kind of playing carefree. Keep doing what you've done all day long to build the lead, finish this thing out, pull off the big upset.
It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the...
Let's go. Touchdown.
South Carolina. The offense puts up 6 with that trip to the end zone.
This guy is officially a problem. His 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. Nice job.
Must be so strong. You must be so strong to score? I don't know what you mean.
Lining up for the point after and the lead.
We take the lead.
Extra point to take the lead, and now they have it here in the...
Big comeback.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got? Fellas, well,
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I won't be live for long. I'm streaming until the Ravens and Steelers game. Oh, you mean the player? Oh, yeah, that's just... Yeah, that's just the player. Yeah, he's a tight end, by the way. So he's supposed to be strong. No, they scored.
the kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. On the ground, it's Duggar. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense.
Oh, he's got some space. Wrestled down at the 32 at 5. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Back to throw.
Oh, you're here Tuesday. Okay, I'm sorry for disconnecting. I don't know what happened. I'm back. Dude, I don't know what happened, man. It's just my internet just can lag sometimes, man. But I'm back.
The ball down the field. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking to fire. Gets open down the middle. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Gamecocks have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. And that is interception number
why did I throw it there? Why?
It's a tough deal for the offense, right? I mean, you're trailing, it's late in the game, you're having to throw the football, you're just trying to make something happen.
Why did I throw it there?
From the quarterback, ends up in the hands of a DB. Nice job by the defense.
It has been said that the obstacle is the way, and this obstacle is
Yeah, that's all my fault.
Back-to-back L's. It's not the end of the world, though. I still think there's time for this team to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to finish the season strong. It's not over yet. 2 bad weeks. Flush it down the toilet.
Nah, that's a major setback, man. Okay, I got one commit, 4-star recruit. I'm telling you, man, losing these games can just ruin things, man. Can just ruin your chances of getting, now he's about to go to Alabama, dude. Well, this guy's a gym anyways. So I could could get him to commit if we beat LSU. And we got 4 people watching the stream, man. That's a lot. That's way more than well, I shouldn't say way more, but just more than that I usually get. All right. Okay, we're going up against Oklahoma. Yeah, he's about to go to Georgia. Yeah, we're gonna miss out on this guy. Raymond Eakin. Okay, let's hard sell this guy. Yeah, let's have him at the Ole Miss game. But he has a visit for the Arkansas. He might go to Arkansas. That's a gym too. He's gone. He's going to Ohio State. Okay, I need to get some defensive tackles. Might be too late to go after them, but yeah, try to get something. Okay, cornerbacks. Wade Shaw. Okay, let's try this. Let's try to get another quarterback. Stephen Mulligan. Oh, he's already got a visit for to go to Clemson. And I could give him a visit to. All right, so I already gave him a scholarship, so I can give him a visit to the LSU game. So that would be before the Clemson game, obviously. All right. There we go. Boom. Jamario Leckler. That was mid stats. Oh, so okay, we're away from home this time. Against the Sooners.
Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Sooner Nation in Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on another SEC rival, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started.
All right, who's our quarterback? Love to know. DeAndre Costin, 95 overall. And they got an 89 overall backup quarterback. I mean, it's Oklahoma, so they always have decent quarterbacks.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. To throw, it's Moffitt. Fires complete on the crosser. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Well, what's the point in waiting? Why not get one of your best players involved in the game right off the bat? They take a shot, their big target outside, shows off his athletic ability, and right away this offense is humming.
Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. New set of downs after the completion. They're trying to find some room off right tackle. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The Gamecocks will hustle to the line. Second down, they'll go to the air. And
It's a sack.
he gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. The play action fake. Oh, they're after him.
Throw.
Has no choice but to throw it away, and it'll bring up fourth down. And the Gamecocks decide to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce kept.
They scored.
Kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. On the run, still looking. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball.
Dude, I am not playing well right now.
Way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Scanning the field, it's Moffitt. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
That's going to be a bad punt. Dude, what is going on? Lost 2 games in a row, and we're playing bad at against Oklahoma.
Well, the kicking team obviously missed the fair catch signal. The officials did not. We reached the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats.
-1 rushing yards.
Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter.
Already down by 2 touchdowns, too.
Looking for a crease, it's Duggar. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. And the Gamecocks with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first, an array of possibilities here. The Sooner fans booming, a cacophony of noise at the Palace on the Prairie on 3rd down.
All right, got the first down.
But he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Gamecocks come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. And he's able to bounce off 1 tackle for a solid pickup. Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Caught in the backfield, it's Duggar.
Nice, let's go.
Him out of bounds right at the 45-yard line. And the Gamecocks look to keep this drive humming. The give to the back. Running to Green.
Great blocking.
There he goes. They get him on the
just not fast enough to score.
Man, this is a guy who just seems to get better as the game goes on. What a run getting his offense down close to the goal line.
So nice creating explosive runs in the run game. Now you're getting in the red inside the 5.
Beck's going for the goal line. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecock.
It's a really nice play by the time by the offensive line. As you just have an explosive run, getting you down close to the goal line. I think everybody on defense was expecting him to just turn around and hand it off again. Not the case. Now you go pass. Really nice catching the defense off guard. They get the touchdown. Bang, bang, 2 plays, 6 points on the board.
And he tacks on the extra point.
They scored again. Why can't we get a stop, defense? Come on, defense.
Defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Sets up the screen. Still on his feet at the 40. He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds. After the big play to start, now they are on the move at their own 45. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Duggar.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Gamecocks can really attack on this 2nd and short. He'll try the left side. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Tight ends are.
A really good play by this defense, seeing it, attacking it, going and getting it. Obviously, they're running the RPO. They weren't fooled. They played the run, came up, made a nice tackle, got the running back on the ground.
Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Back to pass, it's Moffitt. Bought a little time, lets it go. Got his man. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the
Oh, we're out of timeouts. No timeouts. Oh my goodness. I just realized we have no timeouts.
Down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Got his man quickly. He's out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Fires to the middle.
Caught it. Let's go. That wasn't the best read, but we got it.
Gain of 21 on the play. On the ready, 1st and goal, South Carolina.
Snap in the shotgun. The sweet feet keeping the play alive.
Oh, how was he not fast enough to get there?
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been calling a lively one from
If that was Lenore Sellers, he would have scored.
and a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day.
Who cares, man? Why can't I skip this?
The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Memorial Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. It's complete. Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Making side adjustments here. Dropping back, it's Moffitt. Pocket breaking down. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Still looking on the move. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Sooner Nation bearing down on this offense on this huge 3rd down play. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Firing to the right, complete.
There we go.
He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. And the Gamecocks are moving quickly down the field. The give to the tailback. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down. And this offense just can't afford not to get the 1st down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. The Gamecocks will line it up on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play.
Dude, we have just been awful. Man, we gotta let's just forget about the playoffs at this point.
Gives it on the option. Past the 1st down marker and still running. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Solid run on the last play gives this offense another 1st down. Here comes the heat. He'll get rid of it. Got his man on the right. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32. Wonder if they'll be conservative on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Unloads to the wideout.
Of course he dropped it.
Caused by the big hit on 1st down, 2nd down coming. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. To the air, it's Moffitt.
I didn't mean to throw it there. No.
And that's number 10. Takes it the other way. He's inside the 40. Finally brought
I did not mean to throw it there.
only to get the football, but the
Oh, this is gonna be a long season.
And with that being win number 6, looks as if they're going bowling, guys.
And that's a good moment for this squad, right? Like, you start every season, you have big goals. It usually starts with your conference championship and winning a national championship, maybe going to the playoffs. Everybody has different goals.
3
but
losses in
getting
a
to
row.
goal,
1-3 in SEC play. Okay, man, we gotta beat LSU. We have to beat LSU. Gotta beat them. If not, then our season's over. Might as well write the season off. Dude, 5-star Jim is literally about to go to Navy over South Carolina. The Navy over us. Nah, he's about to go to Arkansas. Man, this sucks, dude. to the gym. No, I didn't mean to do that. No, not that one. All right, man. LSU, must-win game. Must-win game. Well, actually, I better go ahead and get off. Because this Ravens and Steelers game's about to start soon. This just hasn't been a great stream. I don't think this stream has been great, to be honest with you. Alright, hopefully tomorrow's stream will be better. Thanks to everybody who stopped by, and have a good night.